Yo, what's going on guys? Welcome back to a market review. We're going to be skipping basically the whole of the week, which is why I'm doing this sort of pre-market review, and then after, in a few hours, I'll be doing a end of market review. Right now it's almost 9:30, so we'll just quickly get on with the analysis, and then we won't trade that session, and we'll come back to take a look. So we initially have that weekly fair value gap aligned with that old high here. We bounce off of another fair value gap here on the daily. Yes, not much to work with here. We do have these relative equal highs as buy side, so that for me would be something to look at. I will mark this as lines, so it's a bit easier to see. Day gap. And then we'll change these to BSC. That's the low. There we go. Alright, and then same thing on here. Should probably make a preset for this, but that's fine. It goes to the hourly. We have this huge, well, we use it on the 15-minute actually. We have this huge Sunday gap that we're trading into. That's what I'm looking for. And I don't believe we have anything else apart from that daily gap here. So I'll use that as well. There we go. So those, I think, are the levels that are popping out to me the most. There's not really that much else. I just want to see this buy side relative equal highs right now for the week. We could possibly see that tomorrow, since today is no news. We also have relative equal highs up here. So weekly draw, I'd say, is these relative equal highs. Mark this as our buy side. Then let's go to the hourly. Again, we have that new week opening gap low and high. We're using that daily CB and we're pushing off of that. You can see that with the wicks. Look how we're respecting that. That's so beautiful, bro. And just barely missed that. So we won't use that, but look at this. It's just so nice. Go with 15-minute. We have this new week opening gap high. So I want to watch that. We've already taken out some level of sell side pre-market at 7 AM. We still have open here, midnight open, and we have our 8:30 here. So what am I expecting for today? Honestly, there's not much framework around this. I'm not really looking for anything specific. Today is Monday, so we could just see some sort of consolidation. Otherwise, I'd probably look for it to come higher because we're taking out sell side here, though not at a key time, so that kind of sucks. So taking out some level of sell side, and 8:30 we have this high here. We might take that high, come for these relative equal lows, come for these relative equal lows down here as well. Initially I had the idea that it should be at 8:30 the hunt. It starts around 8:30, not at 8:30, but after looking at a lot of my reviews and a lot of the episodes, Ice-T has never used an example that had that sort of 8:30 thing a little bit before, and so I'm gonna try and use this 8:30 thing a bit more properly. Currently 8:30 is just doing a whole lot of nothing, honestly. We could use this as an order block, but we hadn't formed that, I don't think. We hadn't formed that order block yet, so 8:30 really did nothing. London session, I'll take a look at that as well. We came back into this bullish value gap here, and then we came lower, took out sell side. Honestly, targets is a bit tricky. We've come to the old low on Friday already, so we've taken out sell side here. I'm kind of respecting that daily BSC. It's really nice as well. We'll focus on more on NQ. So right now, likely looking for 9:30 to give us a push higher. I think maybe we get a Judas swing and then we edge higher. I don't think it's going to be very fast. I don't think it's going to be very explosive. I think it's just going to be top higher because we technically have already done everything that we needed to do. So this BSC, we don't need to fill that in because we already have these relative equal highs up here. Let's take a look at ES. We haven't taken those either. And also, we have that swing high here. Honestly, I was expecting the swing high to be tapped into, but we don't have to do that. I just want to see it stay inside the upper portion of the fair value gap, and that would be fine. That's enough. So am I expecting it to come back down to here? Probably not. It's unlikely, I'd say. It's just that the 8:30 thing, it's really the 8:30, what we're going to do at 8:30. Let's go into the lower time frames. See if we make any obvious lows or anything like that. There's no news, so we're expecting some 930 to give some sort of framework I'll probably want to see. I don't want to rush into going into longs. Likely, I'd want to see something that's running out some sort of low, then that'd be great. I think this for value gap probably would be nice. Or this for value gap. And that would be in a key time as well. We also have this order block that we can use. I won't mod that. I'll just use this for a value gap here. I think if we form a fair value gap in this area here, that's overlapping the old high, then we could possibly just tap that fair value gap and then run higher. But right now, I'm looking for this fair value gap. If we have some sort of fair value gap like this, tap that fair value gap, run higher to that new week opening gap high. Though this isn't really used as a target, it's just there, I guess. We shouldn't really use new week opening gap highs as a target unless we're below it or above it, sorry. So right now that's why I'm sort of expecting some sort of either chop higher or some sort of consolidation, and that's complemented by the Monday no news. We also have this a bit of a shallow run in my opinion, but I think it's enough. I think it's fine because we've got that daily BISI as well. I'd say that's a fairly shallow run, so we could see that low being revisited again. It's possible, but then again, we don't really need to do that because we have that daily BISI high and we're staying above that consequent encroachment of it. I don't want to see that buy side here. Don't need to see this old swing high. Anything else? No SMTs here. Look at the daily again. Hourly. I want to mark it out like this with the volume imbalance. I want to see if that changes anything. No, not really. We could respect that level, but it's not too great. We're using this as support, this daily imbalance as support now. We've traded above that. We've tapped into this for a value gap. Not sure if this could be counted as a swing high. I don't think it would. This definitely would here though. Then we have a fair value gap here. That's a model. We come down into this order block. It's for a tiny fair value gap, but it's still there. Sweep our sell side, and we're looking to move higher at the moment. So 930, expecting framework to be created, swing low to be taken, somewhat of the swing low to be taken, possibly these gaps here to be filled. If we create a gap here, then I'd expect that to be taken and then we run higher. But that's the minimum that we need to tap into for it to run higher. It could still come into here, but I'd expect this fair value gap to hold because this is also a breaker and we've got that swing high. Anything else? 830. I really need to re-study my 830 sort of theory because I think I'm a bit lacking on that. So, alright, 930. I'm gonna end the stream here and see you guys in the next. See you guys later in the market review, end of day market review. Peace. Yep. Welcome back. We're back. So 930, we were expecting it to create a framework, and honestly, it didn't really do that. And we sort of consolidated after taking out this high, but I was expecting more of a sweep, in my opinion, and we didn't really get that. We really just came out of nowhere. You could say you could use these 5-minute gaps, but honestly, I'm not sure. I think today would have been a no trade today. With that sharp shift here, fair value gap was above here. We had this old high, sorry. That could have been an entry, and then taking it up to that new day opening gap, new week opening gap, sorry. Possibly, it's a possibility. But we never got that manipulation below this fair value gap here, or at this fair value gap here. You could say we use this breaker, but it's a bit. I don't really like that. So definitely would be looking at whether or not. Let's see if we come back into that. We came back into it at 9 a.m. So it's a possibility. That could have been the reason. But if that was the reason, then that means this fair value gap would have been valid. So no, I'm definitely leaning towards no trade day today. And if there was, then it'd be this fair value gap here, taking up to the new week opening gap. So boom. Is that balanced price range? I wouldn't consider it. I'd say this gap low is the best, taking it up to this new week opening gap high. Yes, same sort of deal. 930 doesn't really do anything much. We did have SMT at these lows, to be fair, but it never came into any 15-minute gaps or anything like that. That would have been the most ideal, but no, we never got that. Again, that old high is aligned with these 5-minute gaps, so again, possibly it's possible that that would have been enough. Personally, I would have wanted to see the 15-minute be a bit more. I want to see the 15-minute for a value gap be tapped into. It's also around equilibrium, not at this old high, but then again, it doesn't need to be, because that old high is difficult. Overall, my draw on liquidity was correct, so that I'm happy about that. We don't really need to see it come into this for a value gap, and that's basically it. Expecting probably this buy side to get taken for the rest of the day, though actually no, I'm not gonna call that, because today is no news, and probably the most likely thing that would happen is us consolidating around this new week opening gap high, and then tomorrow when we open up, we have, I think it was unemployment claims, I don't actually know, CPI at 8:30, so I think that would be the catalyst to reach up into this buy side here. That would be pretty clean in my opinion. And let's take a look at the BADJ and stuff. Maybe there's a change, I'm not sure. No change. So that's basically it. Hope you guys enjoyed that market review, and peace.